Welcome to Draw My Life, Social Psychology Edition. The first thing we'll be going over is the rules of attraction. The first rule of attraction is physical attractiveness. Even though this might not be the most important thing in the relationship, oftentimes the first thing that we look for when looking for a romantic partner is physical beauty or how physically attractive they are. The second rule of attraction is proximity, or how close you are to that person. This does not necessarily mean just physical closeness, but also how often you see them in the span of a day. Research shows that this is because the more often you are to see someone, the more likely you are to be attracted to them, because you're exposed to that stimuli in more of that stimuli in that same amount of period of time. The third rule of attraction is similarity. This can be shared values such as a sports team, a movie, or a book. Research shows that all of having similar interests or hobbies lead to attraction because they're a sign that a validation of your values and of your identity. The last rule of attraction is reciprocity of liking. This pretty much means that if someone likes you, you are more likely to like them. One study has shown that between two college students paired, if one of the college students were told that the other person was attracted to them, they were much more likely to speak warmly to the other person than if they had not been told that that person that was attracted to them, just on the basis that that person was attracted to them. So those are the rules of attraction. Up next, we have prejudice versus discrimination. The main difference between prejudice and discrimination is that prejudice is a negative attitude that you have towards a specific group of people. Discrimination is action against that people group based on your prejudice against them. You could also see it like this. Prejudice is an attitude, while discrimination is a behavior. Prejudice is something that happens inside of you, and discrimination is something that happens outside through your actions. There are many different types of prejudice and discrimination. You can show prejudice against elderly people, against your gender, against different religions or beliefs. Of people of different socioeconomic status. And against people of different race. This leads to a fundamental idea about prejudice and discrimination known as the in-group versus the out-group. This is the idea that prejudice in a society comes from a people within an in-group that hold power, status, or reputation who band against people of an out-group, a minority of any kind. This leads to an us versus them mentality, which is a kind of mentality that was a basis for a lot of discrimination in history, such as when the colonists first settled America. The colonists were the in-group, while the Native Americans were the out-group. The next concept is attribution errors. So within the concept of attribution errors, there's the theory of attribution, which pretty much is a study of why people prescribe certain explanations behind their behavior. So not only is it the study of why people do certain things, but also why they explain the reason why they do certain things. There are several attributions that we tend to give to our behavior, and the first one is a situational cause. A situational cause attributes the behavior to things external from the person, or a situational reason for why a person is acting a certain way. So for example, if I'm late to school and I give my reasoning is a situational cause, I'm more likely to explain that there was traffic outside of my control and that's why I was late to school. Another attribution is called dispositional cause. This is when things are explained due to some kind of dispositional or personality characteristic. So in the same example, if I was late to school and I was to use a dispositional cause, it might just be because I am inherently lazy, or I slept in, or some other kind of personality flaw. This concept is very highly related to the theory of fundamental attribution error. And this is the idea that people tend to blame dispositional causes to things rather than situation. We have a bias towards blaming things on people's dispositions and personality rather than external circumstances that might cause them to act that way. A good example of this is if someone were to get a bad grade on their test, they can either blame their test, their bad grade, on something situational, for example, if they were sick that day, or something dispositional, that they are inherently not that smart. Fundamental attribution error theory states that we're more likely to state that that person is inherently not smart rather than something went wrong on the test day. And that's the end of Draw My Life, Social Psychology Edition. Thanks for watching.